What's happening, crypto fam? You're tuned in to the Elite Wealth Podcast, where we unlock the secrets of crushing it in the Web3 and cryptocurrency space. I'm Tyler Brewer, alongside the co-host Garrison, Rolley, and since 2016, we've been educating, enriching, and empowering hundreds of students across the globe on how to make waves and create generational wealth in this space.
Each episode, Tyler and I keep it real with you, analyzing the top market movers and industry leaders, the latest news, and how to avoid the potholes on the road to crypto riches. We're industry vets who have guided students over 500% gains in this wild 2024 market.
If you're a rookie crypto trader or a seasoned investor, you're in the right hands. We will teach you how to level up your mindset and skills to really capitalize on this decentralized revolution.
Subscribe now and join us every week as we lead you step by step into elite digital wealth with the Elite Wealth Podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 6, The Rise of Altcoins. I'm here with Garrison, Rolley. Let's go. What's going on, bro?
How's it going? I'm ready for this one.
And highly favored as usual, man. Well, let's jump right into it. Guys, this is the rise of altcoins, where they came from, a little bit of the history. We want to cover quite a few things here, so let's jump right into it, bro. Obviously, Bitcoin launched in 2009. After that, we have a category called altcoins, and these altcoins were ultimately just other coins that were originally the idea, I guess, was maybe to improve Bitcoin. What was the goal of these altcoins, bro? Maybe break down a couple things that these altcoins were really looking for. Maybe tell us a little bit about them. Maybe a couple of them that started out, some of the first ones. Tell us about them, bro.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the goal of altcoins were really to help improve. I mean, there were a few limitations in Bitcoin. While some of us, I mean, I'm pretty pro Bitcoin. I think it might be probably the strongest cryptocurrency in my opinion, my favorite. But while it was pioneering the space, developers identified potential limitations for areas of improvement for like faster transaction times or different consensus mechanisms and little additional features like we'll get into later, like DeFi and, decentralized autonomous organization DAOs. But after kind of breaking down Bitcoin in our last episodes, we kind of realized why it is the apex asset. And, you guys can obviously formulate your own opinion. Feel free to comment down below any opinions as well. Also, you can join our Discord, and we love to talk all things about crypto. So if you have any questions or anything, of course, make sure you get in there. But there is a few altcoins created. I'll start off with a few. But yeah, it was inspired by Bitcoin's success, really, and the potential of the blockchain technology. So it's not like Bitcoin was bad, but there's more things that you can do. So like Namecoin in 2011, or Litecoin was also in 2011. There was something they call Peercoin. Dogecoin in 2013, which actually I didn't know that Dogecoin was created in 2013.
Yeah, bro,
Ripple,
it was early on.
for real. XRP as well. NXT, and there's a lot of them. We'll cover a few, like a few of the main ones, but I feel like the first most important altcoin, I don't think Namecoin's really all around that much anymore, but Litecoin, bro, Litecoin's definitely still around. So if you wanted to, do you want to go in a little bit about like the launch of Litecoin and kind of why it was created?
Yeah, bro, definitely. And like you said, a lot of these early altcoins were really aimed at, in quotes, improving Bitcoin, because they thought that there was all these faults in these things, right? Because last time we talked about the energy usage, the type of mining power required, GPU instead of the CPU. There's so many different things really to break it down,
Yeah,
right? The timing of the
for
block
sure.
transactions, all of that. Which you come to find out is actually by design almost perfect. But Litecoin was really one of those two that was early on, that in, again, early October 2011, it was aimed at doing better, in quotes, than Bitcoin, because they wanted to increase the supply. There was different mining algorithms, the complementary role, right? It was almost like the silver to Bitcoin gold, right? If you were to compare it in like a metal aspect. Litecoin was also a testing ground, bro. There was faster transaction times, different hashing algorithms, faster difficulty adjustment in the mining process itself. So, a lot of these different things, the increased supply was 84 million compared to Bitcoin's 21 million. And that was aimed to improve scalability. And also it was supposed to help with coins that were lost in the process, right? Because some of the Bitcoin's lost and you can't get it back.
Yeah.
And that was really Litecoin's attempt to change Bitcoin. So a lot of those things, again, I mean, you could really break them down because Litecoin used the script algorithm instead of Bitcoin using SHA-256 hashing. But there's a lot to it. But again, a lot of these early altcoins, they were aiming to improve Bitcoin, but in the process actually created something we're going to call Web3 a lot of the times. And our next episode is actually going to really break down what that is. But without getting into Web3, right, we have to have Ethereum first. And Ethereum was in early 2015. Garrison, tell us what you know about Ethereum, bro. What was up with Ethereum in the early 2015s, bro? I just graduated high school. You were in there for a couple more years. So what was going
Yeah,
on in
I was
2015,
just
bro?
getting in, I think, if that. Um, yeah, Ethereum. I like Ethereum as well. It's definitely probably like, you could say Bitcoin and Ethereum are like the Googles of the space, or the Microsofts of the space, or the
Definitely.
Apples. Same with, probably Solana here in the coming months as they start to scale up more and things like that. So, it was developed by, I don't know, help me pronounce his name, Vitalik. I always forget how
But
to say Vitalik.
honestly, bro, everybody says his name differently. He's kind of the goofy looking guy. Once you see him,
Yeah.
you can't like forget him in your head. But
Yeah,
the way I pronounce it is Vitalik Buterin. I don't even know if that's right, but yeah, he's kind of a goofy looking dude. Dude's definitely really smart. But at the
yeah,
same
he's
time,
really smart.
again, there's things when you look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin and the Apex property, the Apex asset, the number one crypto. There is no second best, according to Michael Saylor. But yeah, Garrison, sorry, man. I didn't mean
No,
to
you're
steal
good.
your thunder.
But yeah, so, Vitalik, Buterin, however you can look him up, look up the founder of Ethereum, that'd be easier way. And it introduced a more versatile blockchain basically, so that it could support more like decentralized applications and smart contracts like we kind of talked about earlier.
Yeah, and almost
And
like simpler terms, bro. Like I guess we could say like an app store. Like you think about the app
yeah,
store, it almost gave like a template and like a playground to build apps, games. Think about calculator, all the useful apps too, like the ones that help you, not just like the fun, fancy stuff.
yeah, no, for sure. And at this point, like, it's decentralized apps as well. So at this point, if you've listened to the past few episodes, you guys should understand the difference between decentralized and centralized. And as you guys know, me and Tyler are big believers in decentralized applications and really just decentralization of everything in reality. But smart contracts, and we'll also, I believe we explained that here at Leaper in the episode. And, you know, it created what we call Web3. So Web3 aims to reduce reliance on centralized platforms and intermediaries, potentially giving users more control over their data and digital identities. So like you can go sell your own data to people on the blockchain. Like me and Tyler use the Brave browser. The Brave browser pays you in BAT token, and because they're selling your data. And Google, Tyler, I know you know the fact on what I think Meta, how much money
Yeah.
they make on selling our data
Yeah,
a
bro. They
year.
they make a lot. I think we have more of those statistics on the next episode. But yeah, dude, they're a lot of what they do is, these companies sell your data. You press the agree
Right,
button and they just do it. And sometimes these things are kind of built into other agreements that you're already agreeing to in the first place. Like just to use the phone, like you have to agree for the bugs. You have to agree
right.
for them to take your data for some of the things. Like sometimes when you connect to Wi-Fi, it makes you go through the guest Wi-Fi, and they kind of use like data blockers. That's like the centralized version of it. And I think like the Web3 decentralized blockchain, right, is really what it is, because they just utilize the blockchain technology and they really got more niche categories. Like sometimes like Garrison was saying, some of them are smart contracts. Like some of them have different roles versus like Bitcoin's the apex property. It's the best
Yeah.
asset in the world. But when you look at Solana or you look at Cardano, you look at XRP, each of those are in their own categories. And you can look at these categories if you're familiar with CoinGecko. It's an awesome tool you guys should be utilizing.
It's a
But
Bible.
yeah, it's the crypto Bible. Coin market cap is cool too, but a lot of them, accept money for things there. So you got to be careful of who you trust on your information. Always check multiple sources.
For
We know
sure.
everything, so you don't have to double check our work. Just kidding. But like really Ethereum like introduced tokenomics too, because with Bitcoin, it was programmed in the code, but these companies had the tokenomics. So the tokenomics, like
Yeah.
who's a part of the team, who gets part of the tokens that they're releasing, because also these tokens have our projects. And a lot of the times you'll hear Garrison and I refer to them as projects because they are like if Ether is the token, but Ethereum is the network, right? It's the Ethereum network, the Solana network, the blockchain itself. And each of them have kind of different criteria per blockchain, per token on their blockchains, their meme coins and their smart contracts and their ENSs, right? Their name services like ENS and Bonfida. So, but yeah, like Garrison said, really enhancing the privacy, because in the traditional Web 2 world, they just sell your data. Like you're on the website, like that's why you get your targeted ads. Like you Google
Yeah, that's
Clorox
what I was
and then you
just
go
about to
on
bring up.
Facebook. Yeah, bro, you Google Clorox, like you're looking for Clorox wipes. Like, oh, who's got Clorox wipes? I'm driving around trying to get these wipes. Next thing you know, you got every cleaning solution on your Facebook marketplace, or not marketplace, but ads popping up.
It's funny, sometimes I'll be talking like I was with my family at a family gathering and we were talking about something. And like, yeah, the phone's probably listening to us right now. I pulled up my phone, I was scrolling, and the ad I got was for something that we were talking about. So it's pretty
Bro,
crazy
yeah.
sometimes. And
But
I mean,
that's
everybody knows it too. So,
yeah,
um,
man.
it's just part of it at this point. But yeah, like he said, enhanced privacy, interoperability. It aims to create a more interconnected internet, like where different platforms and applications, it's easier to interact with those. Um, Also like ownership and monetization. It offers new ways for creators or artists, like music artists and stuff, to own their assets through NFTs and or for users really.
Decentralized YouTube, like
Yeah.
you look at like decentralized YouTube. I was watching a Tucker Carlson video and they had to cut out 20 minutes of the interview because they had mentioned COVID. And I'm not going to say anything else other than that one time, but that's how crazy it is. They won't even let you talk about that on YouTube. So like imagine a place where, there tools are good. They can be used for good, they can be used for bad, depending on who's in control. And when they're centralized, they tend to get corrupted, like our monetary systems, like
Yeah.
YouTube, right? When they're decentralized, controlled by coding, they're completely fair. Nobody can argue that the rules are bent for them versus somebody else because it's on the code, brother. It's in the code. But yeah, so that really leads us to the proliferation of altcoins, the expanding, the rapid growth of all these altcoins. Because once Ethereum hit, bro, it was like an explosion. There's, you go on
Right.
CoinGecko today and there's probably 14,000 tokens. Doesn't mean they're all good. They're probably not all going to be around. But yeah, so really following Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and a bunch of other ones came after it. And each of them had their own unique features, goals, and kind of underlying technology. Like we said, some of them were smart contracts, some of them being name services. There's so many categories, but ultimately, there was diversification, innovations, speculative opportunities, niche solutions. There's education and awareness, regulatory challenges, but and even today, right now, we're still facing them. Right, they just dropped the ETH. The SEC stopped pursuing the ETH. All that whatever the
Yeah.
court case stuff. But yeah, the altcoins led to a lot more diverse crypto market. They led to more innovation, like cool things that you thought you would never see, like decentralized phone companies, for example, like SoulChat or
Right.
SoulStream. Like SoulStream's the decentralized YouTube. SoulChat's the decentralized phone company, because right now I can name you my own personal experience using Verizon, I still have Verizon, and right now I gotta finally change my plan. But every month they've been increasing my bill by $4 because I've been grandfathered into a phone plan for 7 years and I never changed it because I was like, oh, it's good, it was like $55. And literally for every month they've been increasing it by $4. So if it was 184 last month, it's 188 this month. Then what is it,
So
192? And then it keeps increasing. And that's what they reward the customers with for loyalty. I don't think so, bro. Not in our world, not with decentralization, not with some of these altcoins. And they're honestly super cool, man. There's a
yeah,
lot of innovation with them.
I agree, and I wanted to bring up smart contracts as well because I know we've talked about it a lot, so I want to kind of give a definition. Basically, they're just self-executing programs that are on the blockchain, and it'll automatically execute predefined actions. So these actions are going to be, it's basically like, you're writing a contract in real life. If you break that contract, you get sued or whatever the case is. But in this, these predefined actions, when specific conditions are met, that action will happen right when this condition is met. So say you're in a decentralized finance protocol and you got a loan on your crypto, um, and you don't pay it, or you're starting to get liquidated. Once it gets to a certain price, you can see it in the smart contract. It'll tell you when it's going to happen. And if it hits those predetermined conditions, bam, you're liquidated. Or bam, if me and Tyler had something on collateral and I didn't pay him, the asset's his. So things like that. So I really like smart contracts, and
Yeah,
we could
bro. And
probably
I
do a
think
whole episode on them.
realistically, yeah. In simple terms, it's like a vending machine, a more secure vending machine, an unhackable vending machine for the most part, right? Because sometimes there's error in code. Um,
Yeah,
but a lot of those get tested out in a lot of these early test nets. But these smart contracts, think about it like a vending machine. If you press C7, are you going to get D4? No, you're getting C7. And you can't manipulate it to go get D4 even though you paid for C7. So, in simple terms, it's a more complex, number one, and more secure vending machine. And I think one more thing we could even touch on is some of the ICOs, because this is kind of how a lot of
for
these
sure.
tokens were offered early on when they became a lot of these altcoins, right? What is an ICO? An ICO is an initial coin offering, and these were very, very popular early on. They're not as popular anymore because of all the regulations and kind of how they go about them. A lot of people get what we call rug pulled. Pretty much, you get scammed. Would be the simple terms, but
Unfortunately, yeah.
and yeah, a lot of these altcoins, some of these were fake. A lot. Then you had the meme coin era where all these meme coins were made on jokes and pretty much the Noah's Ark of animals.
Still a
But
thing today.
yeah, it definitely is, and some of them are popular. Like Dogecoin is actually, it was created as a joke, right? But it was created to be a better Bitcoin. Like that was the goal originally, but it was also a joke. They call it Dogecoin. Um, it's it's a joke. There's nothing to it other than everybody wants to buy it and hope it does the best. There's not really any not really any tokenomics or deflationary aspects to it, or at least there was in the beginning. So, but yeah, ICOs, they were just as the market grew, developers began using them as a way to really pretty much raise funds for their projects by issuing and selling their cryptocurrency or tokens. But really, what they were is they're centralized. They're usually conducted on a project's website or through a centralized platform, right? If you didn't know what you were doing, like why would you give your money into that platform, bro? Like you don't even didn't do
Right.
your research. You didn't know who was back, and that's where the tokenomics comes into play. Like who's partnered with them, where's the money go, how many tokens are there. These are important things to know so you don't get scammed. But we were so early in the space. I mean, you're talking like early 2015. I was just graduating high school. You could have fooled me with just about any trick. 10 years later, I'm a little more wise now, I would say. And hopefully in 10 years we continue to become more wise. But yeah, they were centralized. A lot of them, they were used again to raise funds because they didn't have any. They were pretty much just like an idea.
It's like an investment.
But
Like,
yeah,
they're
bro.
looking for investors, and they give you
Definitely,
coins
yeah.
when they get it built or whatever the case is.
Yeah, they were less regulated. And then he had something called IDOs, which really came later on. They were more of a decentralized version where liquidity
Yeah.
was made available right up front. But yeah, Garrison, I mean, like you said, there's smart contracts. There's a lot more to these altcoins, which are make them unique and actually really cool that solve some intense and complex problems. If you want to break down a couple more of them, bro, I mean, that would be awesome. Some of the things that be like the smart
Yeah.
contracts and things like
Yeah,
that.
for sure. I think you really covered all the key differences for IDOs and stuff. And yeah, those usually a lot less riskier because typically you get, immediate trading or like, your money right back and to a
Yeah.
certain extent. Um, but yeah, we covered smart contracts and a lot of these we might have already covered, but we're gonna kind of brush over a lot of them and there's gonna be a lot of new ones in here. So like um, smart contracts, like we said, and then privacy focused transactions, just to offer enhanced privacy features for users who prioritize like to be anonymous.
And explain to these people what these are. These are more like I guess you could say categories, niches inside of Web3.
Yeah, so like privacy focused, um, you know, you'd want to be decentralized and, anonymous. So you usually don't want people to know who you are, and, that's possible in crypto. Maybe it's, um, who knows why you would want to be anonymous, but
Uh,
and
just because you can, right? So like I
yeah,
mean, who
yeah.
knows, bro? You can't say they discriminated you if you're anonymous, right?
Yeah, that's a good, yeah, exactly. You're not
It's
going to
because
be
Garrison had a
discriminated
beard.
against.
It's because Garrison had a beard is why I didn't want to loan him money.
Right. And that happens a lot in the real world with interviews and stuff. So, this is basically a way to show that you're worth something. Like it's really good for decentralized finance platforms because if someone needs a loan, maybe you don't have the best credit, but you have the crypto to be able to get yourself a loan. Um, you're gonna be anonymous and they're not gonna know what you look like, feel like, whatever. But yeah, and there's also like for fast and lower transaction costs, specifically like Bitcoin, has a little bit higher. Same with Ethereum, they tend to have higher transaction costs. Mainly Ethereum. Bitcoin's not even that bad.
Yeah, bro. ETH is even nice. It's cheap now compared to what it used to be. I mean, bro,
True.
remember?
With that update, it made it a lot better.
Yeah, remember, bro. Like if you go to buy an NFT, dude, that sucker costs like $300, like for gas fees.
I
Forget like
know.
you
Yeah.
could get a free NFT, bro. And the hard part was getting money for the gas fee.
Right?
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't want
they're
to know how much I spent on just gas fees, bro.
Yeah, and like decentralized finance, like we've mentioned a lot. It's mainly for, you can lend your crypto on there and get interest back, or you can borrow crypto. Typically, you have to over leverage for loans, and you get, anywhere from 60 to 75, sometimes 80% back. You could probably find platforms where you get like 90% back, but you'd probably just have to do some research and also, when you're looking into that stuff, make sure it's usually you'd want to go for a bigger project or a bigger name because you don't know if it's sustainable. You definitely want wherever you're offering or lending your crypto, you definitely want it to be sustainable and trustworthy. So,
And make sure it's in you're able, excuse me, able to get it whenever you want, right? If you can't get
yeah,
your
yeah.
money when you want it, is it really your money?
There's specific smart contracts and stuff where you lock it up for a year, but
Yep.
you know that when you're doing it. So
Yep.
you make that commitment up front. It's not gonna, you're trying to take it out. Oh, your stuff's locked up for another 360 days. It's like, shoot.
Yep.
But yeah, like specifically XRP is good for cross-border payments. It's used right now still to this day. Um, it's for faster, cheaper international money transfers. So say Tyler's in, Russia and I'm in United States. That's a bad time to bring that up, but you're over there and I'm trying to send you money. I can't send you cash. What am I going to send it through the mail or over the banks? And it's a Saturday right now, so it's not going to get to you till Monday if I send it through the bank, and only God knows how long it'll take if I send it through the mail.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
so I'm gonna send him really any cryptocurrency is good for cross-border payments, but banks actually use XRP right now. Um, Also, good things for like digital storage, decentralized file storage solutions, good for like, supply chain management and things like that, or like a doctor's office, or, you know, imagine you're at the doctor's office and they don't have to search for hours on your previous records or um whatever or maybe you're getting a new car and they're looking at your credit and they got to go through everything. If you have it all on digital storage or on the blockchain, type a few buttons, bam, everything pops up what you've done ever since that's been created.
They look up Garrison.eth and they're like, oh my gosh, this guy's got perfect credit.
Right. And I really like it for things like that. And supply chain management's big because, I'm sure a lot of us have worked warehouse jobs. I have, and when the systems go down, or or say one of the bays or one of the air locations for product was messed up, you have to take it all down. You have to count everything that's there, and
Yeah, and I think
if it.
sorry, I
Oh,
was gonna say
no, you're good.
what I think is even cool about that too is you take the aspect of, like you said, right? There's sometimes errors in the system because there's a single point of failure. With the
Exactly.
decentralization, doesn't matter. There's not a single point of failure. There's multiple people running the blockchain, right? Multiple validators, multiple miners, and because it's on the blockchain, you can access it instantly. You don't have to wait. As long as you have internet connection, you can get to it as
Yeah.
fast as your internet will load it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many different things you can do with crypto, and there's even a few more we still can go over.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
a big one is gaming and virtual worlds. Like
Yep.
right now, like Decentraland and Axie Infinity, it's kind of fallen off a little bit, but there's another
Mm.
one coming around. It's going to be Unreal Kingdoms, and you'll be able to get that on Xbox, PC, Steam, PlayStation. So I'm excited for that. That's gonna be very big for blockchain, and you'll be able to sell real world items in that metaverse. So, you just have to take a picture of it and you can upload it right to the metaverse. There's a few, development things you got to do on the back end, like getting FPX files and things like that. But,
Yeah, and I think
that's
what's cool about that, bro, is like we were talking about really in this entire episode is the reason why would you want to do that? Well, it would be an upgrade of the internet. Imagine the internet, but it works so much easier. You don't have to go hunt for your, oh, where's my bank card? I gotta, oh, my card. Like right now, if I want to order something, unless I remembered the exact every piece of information on my card, I'd have to go out to my car, right? So, oh my gosh, so far in the car, in the parking lot. I gotta go out to my car and go get it just to order something. When in reality, I'm sitting at my computer. I don't even have to move. It's kind of lazy, but
it's
I
it's
go.
also
I just ran 2.5 miles yesterday. So, um, but yeah, I think what's cool about it is things. Imagine I want to sell my keyboard. I could take a picture of it right now, post it, boom, set it up in a smart contract, and I can forget about it, and it'll automatically sell the item for me. Tell me when they'll rearrange it based on my own calendar. So yeah, it's super cool. I think the decentralized thing, taking control of really everything, because one thing that people do nowadays is rely on the government for everything. When something needs fixed, they look at the government instead of saying, "Oh, we
right,
can fix that." Like we can fix every situation ourselves. That's what we did before government and money was mixed. We just
right.
figured it out. Like there was private doctors and dentists. You knew who was doing good practice and bad practice based on word of mouth or who was dying. Like who lived, who died. Well, you go to this. You don't want to go to my doctor because he cut off my leg, and Garrison's like, "Well, I want to keep my leg." The other guy over there has never cut off a leg, and they're all healed.
You'll
So,
also you'll also be able to access it with VR. So
yeah,
imagine you want to shop Amazon. Like Amazon could put a building in there and like you could go through there, pick up the items like, huh, do I want to buy this? Click buy. It's shipping to
actually
your
see
house.
it in your hand, hold it, try it out in that moment in VR. Like,
Obviously, you
man,
won't be
do
able
I
to
really
get
want
into real
this?
life right
Yeah,
there, but maybe that'll come along with like 3D printers or something along with
yeah,
blockchain one day.
it'll come, bro.
Maybe we
But dude,
just
there's so many
created a
cool
business
applications.
model actually.
So many cool applications, and like you said, there's a few more that we really didn't cover, but like energy sectors, identity verification, content creation and curation, governance tokens. But what's cool about the energy sector is imagine becoming the energy company. Imagine being able to sell your money, your
Nvidia,
right. Yeah, imagine being
Nvidia.
able to sell. energy back to the companies. Imagine being able to sell your data using Brave browser. I've been using Brave browser probably almost for 3 years, Garrison, maybe longer, almost four.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's been about that
almost
long.
4 years of using Brave browser, like, and getting paid to use the internet. Like, I stopped using Google specifically because I was having issues and it was super slow.
Yeah,
And like, but I needed something that I could still use the Google Chrome applications. I went to Brave browser, and I'm not even like, I'm not partnered. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just telling you guys that you can get paid to do the everyday things because you're in control. That's what
right.
decentralization is. And I think that's why it's so powerful. For me, it's taking back control from the central organizations. And a lot of these altcoins, the rise of altcoins ultimately gave us just that. Because there's so many niche markets like the gaming, the virtual worlds, the supply chain management, digital storage, cross-border payments. You got DeFi, right? Decentralized finance, the fast and low cost tokens,
Oh,
and even blockchains in general, privacy focused tokens and projects and coins. There's smart contracts, but there's so many of these
we
different
haven't even,
categories.
my
Go
bad.
ahead.
We
No,
haven't
but
even talked about real estate yet.
yeah,
Like
bro.
real
Like,
estate's super big for the blockchain. Or like
yeah,
imagine you go to buy a house and you can see when they got the roof fixed and when they fixed their HVAC systems
or
last or
cars.
yeah, exactly. Like you can tell, oh, that wheel fell off last year around this time or whatever,
Somebody got smoked and tried to, like, fix everything, especially if it was reported by police, because when a policeman, and this is like where the whole world changes, and this is
Yeah,
again industrial, the like when you look back at it, Standard Oil industrialized the world, and from that we advanced so fast, so quickly because of the innovation. Web3 is going to be just that because, again, right, Bitcoin's digital energy, digital energy. It's time, and really, what's money? Money is economic energy. It's stored time and energy. Money is stored time and energy. And when you start to really learn that and look at the whole market in that way, and your own money in that way, it'll start to make a lot more sense for you because it's your money in time, right? How much time do you have saved up? Because if you have enough money, you can buy yourself time. You can buy yourself energy. You could make
right.
things quicker, right? If you have $1 million, you don't gotta go to a job every single day. That gives you time to do a lot of other things. So money is really economic energy, digital energy, because oil was liquid energy. It gave us cars, it gave us motors, boats. I know we had boats before, but motorized boats that were 10 times better and quicker, more innovative. We could do better things faster, quicker, because of liquid energy. Now imagine digital energy, what it could do for the world. Because now when you think, like Garrison said, imagine you get in a car accident. Policeman shows up to report it, ambulance shows up, and even though it was just a little fender bender, they report it, and it's on the blockchain, and everybody can see it. It's a
Yeah.
public, transparent ledger. It's a chain of data that everybody can see. That's tagged to each, and everything can be itemized. Everything can be
It,
tokenized.
and one thing that I really love about it, well, we can't love it yet because they haven't done it, but you could put imagine if we donated all the our money to the government in crypto. We could see exactly where it goes and where they're putting it and they actually have to be truthful about what they're doing with um their donations and where they're doing with our tax money and things like that because
Yeah.
our tax money is not necessarily going towards everything they tell us and it's going towards everything they tell us as well but plus some. So there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and we can argue that's why they've tried to, you know, put a bad look on crypto for so many years, call it for scammers and hackers and drug dealers and
And bro,
um
you're so right. You're so right because you take a look at things, right? Back 1931. In 1931, it took a year, 410 days to build the Empire State Building. There was a rail that they've been working on for years, 10 years, cost billions of dollars, and it's not done. It's like 1600, I think it's either 600 or 1600 meters, but where has all the money went? Where'd it
right.
go? Because in 410 days, you built the entire Empire State Building. But in 10 years, you'd have to look up the exact time frame, but it's the railway. Garrison, if you can, bro, pull it up on Google really quick. It's
I'm using
like a
Brave browser.
yeah, using Brave browser so you can get paid and take advantage of selling your own
Um,
data. Um, but yeah, look it up, bro. I think it's it's like either like 1,600 meter um like railway incomplete. And I think it's in California. I'm gonna try to Google it on my end too.
Middleton's local railway station footbridge. This pre has taken more than 10 years to build with an estimated cost of 9.5. That's not USD sign. Although it's not a full-fledged railway, it's an example of a project with a lengthy. I think that one's done. So I don't think I'm finding the one that you're referring
Yeah,
to.
I mean, we'll have to find it and we'll have to send it inside the Discord. But yeah, bro, like that's what's crazy too, is because then you look at things like that bridge that just got hit by the cargo ship. How long is it gonna take, and how much money would that actually take?
Right.
Because right, if everything wasn't reliant on the government, that's number one. Centralization gives the opportunity for things to be corrupted. It doesn't mean they get corrupted. It gives opportunity for them to be corrupted. When you take the ability for that to not even be an option, right? Imagine you give someone all the power, the government, and you're just trusting that they're not going to take advantage of it for their own personal gain
Well,
and benefit, financial benefit.
how many times have the banks lost money or not like lost money because of trading, but like misplaced money? There's been
Yeah.
times where the government has lost money or the feds like the Federal Reserve has just misplaced money and like, yeah, we don't know what happened to it. It's just vanished in the thin air. It's gone. It's like somebody put that somewhere. It didn't just disappear or vanish into thin air. Um it's weird stuff going on. I don't want to go get too conspiracy-ish, but is it really even conspiracies? We all know this stuff's going on, but
And,
we're
and
not
honestly,
really standing up to it. We kind of stand up to it with crypto and blockchain though. I think that's kind of how we're revolting.
yeah, and honestly, bro, like it's really just playing on fair playing ground. Everybody plays by the same rules
Yeah.
because in ultimately you can't complain about the rules if everybody has to play by the same ones.
Really?
Which we do currently, but they're rigged rules for certain things. And that's what's cool, I think, about the rise of these altcoins is because a lot of them created, right? We ultimately created Web3, and Web3 is the digital revolution of everything.
Yeah.
And everything doesn't have to be digital, but it already is. Like most people are like, why would I want it digital? Everything's already digital, brother. We can't uh we can't undigitalize anything at this point. Like it's already it's been done. You'd have to turn off the internet forever. And that would be it. But yeah, I think that's what's really cool about the rise of these altcoins is they innovate and they change a lot of things for the better, right? These are tools that can be used for insane progression, human progression and innovation in all niches, everywhere you look. The tokenization of these aspects ultimately is just gonna, like Garrison said, revolutionize everything. Um, but yeah, brother, do you have
Last
any last
last
words?
thing for me is like um the music industry. A lot of them are taken advantage of and they don't even earn the
Yeah.
full percent of their earnings. And there's been like Tory Lanez. That's just the one off the top of my head who has dropped it as I don't know if it was dropped as an NFT. I believe it was.
Hmm.
But he made, you know, he made all the earnings that he got for it, like how it's supposed to be, not, 20% or whatever the case is, or how
And
these,
forever
yeah. Yeah.
on every
And
on every secondary sale.
and then other things happened to him, but
Yeah.
was that related or not? I don't know.
Right.
But
But yeah, man, that wraps us up here on the rise of the altcoins, guys. Next episode is the Web3
bum
revolution.
bum
We'll break down the
bum.
difference between Web3, Web2, why it's so amazing. But in the meantime, click the in down below. There's probably a link to our Discord. Click it, join the Discord. We'll see you there. Ask some questions, share this with a friend. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.